Okay, a very good morning to you all. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Go ahead.
Okay, today I'm going to my name is Fortunate Zungu, and I'm going to talk about APP, Automatic Payment Program. So Automatic Payment Program is a powerful tool in SAP. It automates the process of outgoing payments, and in SAP, it can also be used to automate incoming payments. So it is used for both vendor and customer payments. So there are instances where we need to pay our customers, so we can use APP for that. So in easy access, it can be executed using the T code F110. So why are organizations using APP? APP is being used because it streamlines the entire process. That is from selecting open invoices to posting payment documents and generating the final payment medium. So streamlining means that you're making the process simpler and faster. So by executing APP, you'll be making the process of invoice generation, payment, you'll be making it simpler and faster and more efficient. And it means that we are removing unnecessary steps. Okay. So APP, what APP does is it selects invoices that are due, then it proposes payments, it executes payments, it generates payment documents, and also it clears open items. Okay, so these are some of the key benefits of using APP. Like we mentioned, that efficiency, it's very efficient for organizations. We know that when you're paying vendor invoices, because APP is mainly used for vendor invoices. So when you're paying vendor invoices, we're using F-53. So this means that we are paying one invoice at a time, and it's ideal for smaller organizations. So think of big organizations that receive multiple invoices that need to be paid, maybe multiple invoices in a day. They will use F110. So just at one click, you're paying multiple invoices. We're going to see that in the system, and this actually makes the process efficient, and it allows the finance department time to do other things that align with the strategic goals of the organization. And also APP, why APP? Also, it's used for accuracy. It's very accurate. As long as the original data, the master data is correctly configured in the system. So once we correctly input our data, then the rest of the information, the rest of the payments will be correct. There is no error of paying the wrong invoice or the wrong vendor. Everything is generated from the system, and also it's for control and audits. There are some, reports that are generated by the system when we execute this APP. So in SAP, before we do anything, we have to do configurations. We know there's configurations, there's master data, and also there's transactional data. So before we use our F110, which we said we use in easy access, configuration must be done in T code FBZP. Okay, so this is what a one-time configuration. We don't need to keep doing it. So this is the path that we follow. Okay, so we go to our SPRO, IMG, financial accounting. So under our accounts payable and accounts receivables, we then go to business transactions, outgoing payments. So automatic outgoing payments, that's where we get our payment methods of bank selection or house banks. So this is where we actually configure APP. So instead of doing that, we can actually use the code FBZP, where everything will be on one screen. Okay, so yes, it's a one-time configuration, but should we want to do changes, say to our banks, there's T code FI12. that we can also use. Okay, so this is how the system looks like. We're just going to have a look just now in the system. So when you're executing APP, when you choose FBZP, firstly, we configure all the company codes. So we're looking at all the company codes that are going to be using APP, right? Then we also select paying company codes. There are instances where we're looking at a group of companies here. Though we can have companies where one company is paying for all the other companies. So here we use that company code. But in most cases, organizations pay for their own, pay their own vendors. So we just use the same company. So we use the payment methods in country or region. That has to be configured. Usually they're pre-delivered by SAP. Then we have payment methods in company code. So our payment methods in company code will obviously need to align with the payment methods in country or region. Then we create our house banks, right? The banks that we use. Then there's a process called bank determination, where we're saying that when you're carrying out APP, which are the banks that we are going to use in their order, right? So we are selecting the banks in their order. Like if you're using the South African rand, this is the bank that you're going to use. If you're going to pay our vendors in USD, in the United States dollar, this is the bank that we are going to use. So we just come up with a logic to rank our banks. Okay, so sorry, I'm taking you back. Yeah. So when we are now, after we've set up, right, we go to our T code F110, which is executing APP in easy access, and that's the path. Where
Sorry, Fortunate. Just unmute yourself. Fortunate, we can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself?
oh my goodness, you couldn't hear me,
No,
Elasa?
just start from this slide. We were able to hear. Now we are able to hear. Just start from this slide.
Or from this slide, the running the app? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so when we are running APP, when we're executing APP in the system, we go to easy access. So this is done from the user's point of view in easy access. So how do we get there? Using the path, we go to accounting, financial accounting, accounts payable, the periodic processing. Then under our payments now, we go to automatic payments, right, which is T code that's commonly used F110. And in running the APP, we talk of 4 Ps. And which are these Ps? The Ps are the parameters that we need to enter, when we are executing APP. So we start with our run date. This is the date that we are running the APP. So we can use today's date, right? Because that's the date. If we are executing it today, that's the date that we use. Then identification. This is can be a numeric or a character that we use. So this combination of run date and identification, it has to be unique on a particular day. Well, the date will obviously be different. It has to be unique each time we ran our APP. So we're thinking of, if we're going to execute APP run today, say we use character A, right? Or we use the number 1 for the identification. So on that particular date, that's today's date, we can't use the same character again or the same number again. So on each, if you're running multiple times on a day, they have to be different. So the date stays the same, but the identification will have to be different. We enter the company code that will be running APP for. So these company codes need to be in the same country, right? We're just going to show you again. Then we enter the payment method that we've configured. We also need to enter it. Then obviously the next costing date. So maybe we can just quickly get into the system. So just to give you a clearer view, come to FBZP, we come here, we can new entries, click on new entries if you want to enter in, if you want to start up, to enter a company code. So we enter our company code, the sending company code, and the paying company code, right? Then here we actually indicate whether we want a separate payment per business area. So we have organizations, in business we call them plans, that we have different business areas. So if you want to pay vendors, depending, according to business areas, we click here, right? And the payment methods, yes, and we come to our vendors here. There's special GA transactions to be paid. We've learned about special GAs, our A and our F. So if we want those to be considered each time we run APP, we also have to include them here, our A and our F. So like I said, the same can be done also for our customers. Let me just use a company that's already existing. So yeah, this is a typical example. So here, company code, you can see it's Zungumu Enterprises. Then that's the sending company. It's also paying. So here sending, we can leave it blank. That's also the paying company. We didn't click here separate payment per business area because we just want to pay. Maybe we're paying from the head office. So there are instances where we're just paying like per business area. And as you can see, our A and F, the special indicators. So if we are to remove A and F, if we've made a payment request, right? Say we've made a payment request, and now when it's time to pay, if we don't include it here, it will not be captured. And also the actual payment, the system will not consider it. Hence, we need to pay it. So some of the information are not really, yes, they are important, but we can execute without, right? So after that, we come to our paying company codes. Again, we use the same company. So you see, here on our paying company codes, we're putting the minimum amounts for incoming payments and for outgoing payments. So we can put it 1 if we want, right? So this is just the minimum amounts. Then are we paying separate payment for each ref? This is also very important. So the ref, you remember in FB60, this is the invoice number that we've received. So are we actually paying that per invoice? So we click here if we want to pay for per invoice. Okay, so yeah, the payment methods in the country or region. So here, let me put ZA. So as you can see, when these are the country payments, the methods of payments in our country, right? So we have all these. So now when we are selecting for my company, they have to align. Okay, where did I just go? Payment methods in company code. Yes, so for us, our payment method is B, which is bank transfer. Okay. So yes, then we come to our house banks. These are the house banks that we, okay, so we click here on company code, then come to the house banks. So these are the house banks that we have. We have the African Banking Corporation, we've got ABC1 and ICICI Bank, right? Assuming it has also branches in South Africa. So these are the banks that we use. And if I click here on my house bank and check the bank accounts, okay, read access only. As you can see, when we want, these are the account numbers, right? These are the bank account numbers. So should I want to create, I come and create here. And now in we're not going to go there, but just for our information, we don't create on this screen, right? The system will take us to Fiori. So that's where we can only click. Then we come here, advanced, and. Okay, so now let me just quickly take you to F110 / F110. Okay, so here we come now, assuming all the setup has been done, we've, created all our bank accounts. So we put our run date. We want to run, sorry, I'm using today's date. Today is the 25th of 11, 2025. So let's just put identification F, right? Okay. Then we come to our parameters. Yeah. Firstly, we put our company code. So we want to execute for ZQ01. Should we want to do it also for 1710? See, we get an error. Company codes in different countries, for example, US and ZA. So the system has picked that I'm using 1710, that's in America, and ZQ01 in South Africa. So I can't, the company codes have to be in the same country. Assuming I wanted to run for SOSA, right? I have another one, SOSA. Maybe because I have not set it up correctly, but they are in the same country, right? So now we put our payment method. Remember, we saw that for ZQ01, the payment method is B, and our next payment date, assuming we want to do it tomorrow. So we're a big organization, we run APP daily. Then we come to our additional log, just to select that when we're logging, what do we require? What are our requirements? So now when we are checking the report, we can see the due date, right? Payment method, selection. Sorry, maybe before we come to parameters, we have to come to our accounts here. Our suppliers, I want to do it for all my suppliers, right? Assuming I have multiple. Okay. Then additional log. Okay. Then additional log that we've done. We'll click this. Also for all my vendors, which are the suppliers. Click. Sorry. Enter. Save my parameters. So we've saved, as you can see, right? Come to status, generate my proposal. I start immediately. So parameters have been entered, proposed. I come to status, click on status. So the payment proposal now has been created, right? So what do I do next? I come and display my proposal. So as you can see, our proposal is in red, the one that is generated. We click, try to see why. Say click this invoice. So the payment method is missing. That's why this vendor is in error, right? That's why in red is an exception list. The system doesn't know what payment method to use. So what do? We then come here again. We edit our proposal, right? We click. So we come here again. Where's the second? So, okay. We reallocate. It allows us to change. So our payment method is B, right? What house bank are we going to use? We're going to use this ABC bank. From which account? So from this account, right? Okay. So let's go back. We've entered this. It's now in green, right? One is in green. Yes, we want to save our data. So we come here, edit proposal. We want to delete the first proposal. Yes, we want to delete it. We come again, status, proposal, start immediately, right? Status, proposal has been generated. We go to display oh, it's still in green. It's still in red.
Yeah, it is because you are changing the proposal itself, so it will not impact.
Oh,
If you want the proposal to consider it, you have to change the original invoice, right? You have to enter the payment method there, or whatever is the error you need to solve at the document level, and then only it will go. But anyways, you can continue. When it is green, you can continue with the payment. So
oh, okay.
just resolve it here itself the way you resolved earlier. Okay, double click on that.
Sorry,
Go to
sir.
edit, go to edit proposal.
Okay, edit proposal.
Yeah, make it green, which means add the payment method and other details, and then
Okay, sir.
directly go with the payment. No need to delete and recreate the proposal.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you, sir. Changes have been saved. Go back. Okay, so this invoice now, because we've put a payment method, it's you can see now there is our payment method, right? It's now in green. That's why it's in green. So we need to do that for all the other documents. So we run, start immediately again. Payment is running. We come to status. So posting orders, one generated and one completed. So we can come again to my system, a payment now. I can look at the payment list. Okay, this will come. So yeah, showing today's date, and yeah, these are the reports that have been generated by the system. Okay, so that does it for me. Thank you so